I am connecting. Just give me a minute to check if we are online. And I give me a minute because my internet is not as just a
No
great.
problem.
Yeah, here in Guatemala is not the internet is kind of bad.
Yeah, here I think also the same. It's not a very.
Okay, we are live. Okay, hey everything. We are here with Yugo, and we are talking about things that we love and things that we like. So, Yugo, can you tell us what's all your name? Because I don't know if your name is Yugo
Sure.
or your nickname, and tell us where are you.
Okay. Oh, hello, Oliver. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me today here. My name is Yugo Sakamoto. Um, the name is Japanese, but I live in Brazil, and I grew up here in Brazil, also. And I mean, nowadays I'm developer and manager of development team, and I help professional web developers to design better architectures so they can make important decisions and also become technical leaders for their teams. And yeah, I think pretty much of myself.
Oh, great! You're in Brazil. How is the temperature like now, right now?
Yeah, today's a sunny temperature, but yesterday have a very strong rain, and we have some troubles here at my home, but everyone is safe.
Oh, right. You have like inundation or something like that.
No, just some trees fall here at my home because of the strong winds, but
Oh,
but
okay.
just that
Okay.
didn't lose anything.
Oh, great, great. That's great. I asked that because here in Guatemala, I think that or myself, I think that Brazil is like kind of hot. The temperature is
Yeah.
so hot.
Yeah, it's very hot here, but sometimes we have strong rains because of that, and and also strong winds, but not so strong like hurricanes, just common winds.
Oh, great, great. Before starting the conversation about the technical part,
Sure.
tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you want to do? What do you like to do besides the computer things?
Oh, besides the computer things, well, I used to practice a lot of sports. I like to play soccer and table tennis, but nowadays I would like to back to only table tennis, and yeah, I think I like to do some hikings in a very smooth way, not a hardcore hiking because I'm not very active. So and other things, I think I like to play with my dogs, and yeah, I think not nothing very radical.
Oh, great, great. Do you like music?
Sorry.
Music. Do you like music?
Music. Yes, but not very, not just to while working. I don't have a very strong music taste here. Just to help me entering the flow during development and yeah, help me concentrate and focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Oh, great, great. Okay, can we start maybe talking about some people used to ask you how to stay relevant on your team because I think that right now in the worldwide the people are working with a lot of people, so they want to know how to stay relevant on their team.
Yes, I think I have a lot of co-workers and people that I mentor and lead here, and they have the same issues or the same they're worried about the same thing. And I usually tell them that being relevant in the team, it's not a very you don't have receipt, but there are three things that I usually see that have a good outcome and that people value for to you. One of them is understanding what is the goal of the team and and where they should focus their efforts. So anywhere that you are, if you understand what is the goal and understand very well the problem that you have to solve, I believe that is something very useful for any member on the team, and you'll be much more welcome than a person that doesn't get it and don't do the and don't make the actions that is aligned to the goal of the team. So that's the very first thing that I think it's very important for staying relevant. The second thing, it's being collaborative, so you can leverage your team skills and productivity. I think if you are someone a member that can increase the productivity of the whole team, you are scaling your ability to contribute. So staying collaborative, build this collaborative environment. I think it's a very strong thing that you can always hold and help others around you. And I think the last one is more practical. I think removing bottlenecks. If you are helping to take any rocks on the path of your team, you're always a very welcome on the team also. So I think it's also something that is very helpful, and you'll be and if you are one of those guys that can clean the path for for your team, you always be someone that is relevant for them. You are always helping your team to achieve more and far to their goals. So I think that's the three more
Oh,
the common tip that I give for people that ask this question for me.
oh, great, great. Sometimes I think that the people wants to feel like they are the most important or most relevant on the team, and when the teams make a goal or a good job, they want to, like, I have the most important part of that or something like that. What can you say about that? Because I think that when you are in this position, when in that position, the team doesn't feel like the rest of the team doesn't feel like, well, how, what can you say about that?
Yeah, I can link this to a a very common phrase that Bruno Souza, the one of the top Brazilian Java guy in here, he usually say tell us about no K, that and no one cares. It's a very strong word, but no one cares about you. So even if you want to be relevant, it's not that kind of actions that will make you relevant to the team. It's all about helping others solve their problems, so they will see you as someone relevant to them. So it's always focusing on what is the problem of the others, and if you help them somehow to solve their problems, I believe that will make you relevant. That will make you someone that they can trust you, and they need you, and so you'll become much more. You'll stick much longer with them, and usually you achieve it with and you eventually you will achieve this position that you want to be. You want to feel needed. You want to feel feel recognized by your actions. And so if you're willing to help others, you always be in a position that you are relevant to them.
Oh, great, great, great. And I think that was an important question because we have to kind of change our mindset about that. You know that it's important to help and to give, and the recognition comes later. You know when it has to came, and I had another question because you are talking about to be relevant on your team. I think you have to share the goal. How you being a leader, you share the goal with your teammates, with your team.
Yeah, about sharing the goal, I think you have to communicate very well the goal. So you have to have very clear understanding, and not just you have to understand. You have to communicate with others. I think it's very connected to the architect's role because we create architecture. We do all these diagrams. It's not to become some complex thing because it won't help anyone understand how the system works. You create those diagrams, make it more easier to understand, to others understand, and what each part of your system, how each part of your system are working. So I think it's the same thing as with the goal. You have to make it more clear. So I see some teams that makes the goal like they write a statement that clarifies where you should go, and they break it into small other goals that will help you achieve that big goal. So I think it's some exercise that can be helpful for your team. If you have a very clear statement and you can break it into a small statement, then every ticket that you have in your project in your team, you can connect with these small goals that you broke and write.
Oh, great, great! Thank you. It was very helpful because we can try on our teams when we are working and just in the university or at the work. I don't know, but okay, that's in our field. The technologies change like to every day there are changes, new frameworks, new things. How can we can be updated with the new technologies?
Yeah, yeah, that's a very common question that people still ask, and I think most of people that are in our IT area, they suffer from this, especially when you are a web developer, because JavaScript libraries keeps coming and going all the time. So yeah, that's a very how can I say complicated situation. If you want to be updated with everything, you just fail because there's so many things that are created and also deprecated these times. So the key here for me at least is to understand what is important for you and what you need to know. So you understand better the scope of things that is important for you that you should be studying or understand or keeping up to date, and to know that to get what is important to you. I think the best way for me is to connect with other people, to connect with people that are reference for you, that helped you achieve your goals, so you can learn from them, and I don't know, to keep some discussions or to read some discussions from them. You can connect with your co-workers that work with you, or people that are in the same boat as you are, that are learning stuff with you, and so you can discuss more what the issues, what is the common issues that you have, and what is the common solutions that will help you solve those problems. So as much as you have these connections, you understand what is important. So you have this uh, close things that is important for you, that is helpful for you, and also connect with people that are starting to learn, that you can help them learn the tools that you are watching for or using, because the exercise of teaching, I think, is the most valuable for you to really gather more knowledge and understand things, and you also can capture what others are looking for, so you can you can be more, you can predict better where the demands are going. So what kind of technologies are being used. Not in a hype. You always have to avoid to be aware of hypes and not just go with the marketing, with the pushing or the people that is very how can I say they are very motivated with just with the technology but not with the problem. So connect with people. I think is the best way to understand what is important for you, and that's important things. What is important for you is the scope that you have to keep updated. Not everything. Everything you will fail. Certainly will fail because too much things nowadays to
Oh,
learn.
really, really, I think that is so important that what are you're saying, because there's a lot of knowledge, and if you trying to aim to know everything, you will at the end you know nothing about everything. It's better to be like so you have so many skills in a little bit that in everything. Oh, great, great. I think that also help you assisting uh, talks about IT or Congress or something like that. It can gives you like an idea what the other people are working with and something like that.
Oh, well, I think it really depends on the field that you're working. But like in our where I work, we use some more traditional stack for web development, and like Java, C Sharp on the backend, and React, Vue.js, and Angular on the front end. And yeah, but I think it really depends. Also, in the web development field, depending on the application that you are developing, it will be more on a trade-off. Will be more common to see some stack, or better to use some stack than another. So yeah, I think it's very difficult to say what is important for each of them. But what I usually see is the Stack Overflow research about what is on the top asked questions that people usually ask, and you see which is the language. But I never see that as a source of truth. I just see that as a source that I can have some references, but you don't blindly trust what is there just because it is on the top language. It's not that is the most important thing that you have to learn. It can be just a hype of the moment. So yeah, you have to be more. You have to have criticism on everything that you get in this field of technologies.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. And many people want to be a technical leader. Can you give us like some tips to become a technical leader?
Sure, sure. I've been working as a technical leader for a couple of years, yeah, already, and with that, I think I've learned some stuff that I think is important. The very first one I think is it's connected to the to staying relevant. Is to understand the real problem. I believe that is the if you're a leader, you'll be guiding everyone that is following you. So you have to guide to the right place, right? So every decisions, everything that you have to solve, it have to be very clear that it's solving the real problem, not a problem that is that is in around the goal. It's the problem that is that will keep you going to the goal direction. So I think it's the very first thing that you have to learn. Also, it will help you trade off about every decisions that you have to make. So you will be doing a better trade-off for your team. And the second one, I think, if you are a leader, you have to be very aware of your team's strengths, and you have to help them leverage their skills. So, and to do that, your decisions must be also considering your team's strengths. You can just decide with the problem and the solution. You also have to connect if the people that will be following you, that will be developing the solution, they will be comfortable with that tools, or they will be efficient, productive with that tools. I think that's some tricky point that people usually that they too focused on technology usually forget to be aware of. Uh, and I think the last one, it's about being more to have more to experience the end user routine. I think that this one is a very it's connected to. I think it's very connected to the first one, that is understanding real problem, but also to feel what your end user needs, what the problem that your end users really have. And if one of the best experience that I had in the past project is it was when I could be close to the end user of the system that we were developing, because I could sit on his side and see how they use the system and what kind of difficulties they have, what kind of challenge they have with the current system that we are trying to replace. And yeah, I think I got so much output and insight from that experience that we were developing the system for a year, I think, before we get this contact. And it was totally, I see how we are using our time to something that was less valuable, that something much more easier to implement, and much more valuable to the end user in the end. So yeah, I think that's something that I can totally say, that understanding what your end user needs will give you much better insight to become to have good trade-offs, and to become better leader for your team.
Oh, great, great. I think that tip is important to have like good communication with your clients and the stakeholders to
Ah,
know
yeah.
in order to understand the problem. I think that is important to understand the problem the better way that you can. So thank you very much for being here in the podcast. We are live. I don't know if you want to say something. We have like two viewers right now, but I don't know if they have any questions. I can ask you them, ask you, or if you want to say some Finnish words.
Oh, well, I guess I thank you so much for joining us today. I hope those tips help you achieve your goals and become better leader, better developer. And if you want to reach me out, I'm on Twitter. My Twitter is at ymoro. So you can ask any questions for me. I will be happy to answer, and yeah, and connect with anyone that is on the field. Thank you
Oh,
so much, Oliver, also for for the invitation.
yeah, great, great. Thank you, you to be here. And do you want to say like an ending in Portuguese? Just because you talk about.
Ah, yeah. In Portuguese, I don't know, like tchau, tchau. Prazer em estar aqui. Muito obrigado por me ouvirem. Espero que vocês tenham gostado, né? E que as dicas sejam úteis para vocês se tornarem melhores líderes, melhores desenvolvedores. Se vocês quiserem se conectar comigo, podem me procurar no Twitter, @ymoto. Estarei lá, feliz para responder qualquer dúvida aí que vocês tenham.
Okay,
I
thank you.
think kind of like that.
Yeah, yeah, great. It was great. And and just for have to three languages here, quiero agradecer a todos los que nos están viendo, que estamos acá con Yugo y fue muy bonito estar platicando con él en la mañana. Pues yo no entendí nada de lo que dijo en portugués y supongo que él tampoco está entendiendo mucho lo de español, pero estuvo súper alegre. Así que muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much, Yugo.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.